All right, listeners, ready for a deep dive into something a little different?
Different how?
We're looking at a real estate deal.
Oh, okay. I know a thing or two about real estate. Got any tips for a first-time home buyer?
Well, this one's a bit outside the usual market. We're going all the way back to the book of Genesis.
The Bible? What kind of real estate are we talking about here?
It's the story of Abraham buying the cave of Machpelah to bury his wife, Sarah. Genesis chapter 23 to be exact.
Burial plot. That's heavy stuff.
Yeah, and it's way more than just the simple transaction. There's a lot to unpack here about ancient culture, power dynamics, and the lasting legacy of this purchase.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Sarah, Abraham's wife, has just died, and he's absolutely devastated. Now he needs a place to bury her.
Makes sense. Burial practices were and still are incredibly important across cultures.
Right. It's about honoring the dead, showing respect, and reflecting beliefs about the afterlife.
Exactly. So how does this real estate deal come into play?
Well, Abraham goes to the Hittites, the local inhabitants, to find a burial place. But he introduces himself as a stranger and a foreigner.
Interesting. You'd think with his status as a patriarch, he wouldn't downplay himself like that.
That's what makes it so fascinating. He's actually using a clever tactic.
How so?
By presenting himself as an outsider, he's appealing to their hospitality and sense of fairness. It's like a subtle negotiation strategy.
Ah, I see. Playing the underdog, even if he's not really one.
And it works. The Hittites generously offer him any of their best burial places.
Wow, they must really valued having a good relationship with him.
Yeah, their motives could have been anything from genuine hospitality to a desire for peaceful coexistence.
Or maybe they recognized his status as a prince of God and wanted to stay on his good side.
It's all speculation, but definitely adds another layer to the story. But here's the twist. Abraham doesn't accept their offer.
He doesn't? Why not?
He wants to buy a specific cave, the cave of Machpelah, from a man named Ephron.
Why this particular cave? Was it closer to where he lived?
We don't know for sure. It could have had familial importance or been seen as particularly auspicious. Maybe it had the best feng shui. Who knows?
Okay, so he wants this specific cave. What happens next?
Well, this is where the negotiations get really interesting. Ephron initially offers to just give him the cave and the field it's in.
Seriously, just give it to him. That seems way too easy.
Right. But there's a cultural catch here.
Oh, I bet. There's always a catch.
In that culture, accepting a major gift created serious obligations.
So it wasn't just a generous offer. It was a way to tie Abraham into a web of indebtedness.
Exactly. He might have been wary of getting entangled with Ephron and his family in that way.
So how does Abraham respond?
He politely but firmly insists on paying.
Smart move. That way he asserts his independence and avoids any future complications.
And it gets even more interesting. He ends up paying 400 shekels of silver for the cave and field.
400? That's a lot of silver. Even back then, that must have been a small fortune.
It was a huge sum. It shows how important it was to Abraham to secure this specific burial site for Sarah.
He was really committed.
And there's another detail that adds to the significance of the transaction. The whole thing takes place publicly with witnesses.
A public declaration, like a legally binding contract for everyone to see.
Exactly. It wasn't just about buying a burial site. It was about establishing a presence, a permanent foothold for Abraham and his descendants.
So in a way, this real estate deal was about more than just a piece of land.
Absolutely. The cave of Machpelah became a powerful symbol of their connection to the land. And think about it. This story from thousands of years ago still speaks to us today.
You're right. It makes you think about the meaning we attach to certain places.
Landmarks, monuments, burial grounds, they become more than just physical spaces.
They hold memories, history, emotions. They connect us to something bigger than ourselves.
This story is like a window into the human heart. It's about grief and love and the lengths we go to honor those we've lost.
It's a real estate deal, a cultural study, a negotiation, and a powerful testament to the enduring power of human connection.
All rolled into one. What a story.
It really makes you think. How do we navigate our own transactions in life? What are the things we'd pay any price to protect? What are the places that hold deep meaning for us?
Those are great questions to ponder. Thanks for diving deep with me today.